If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
The FBI is investigating a Cordova home. This is a live look at that home right now. It is registered to the father of Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty.
Federal agents on the ground in Cordova searching a home owned by the family of rapper Pooh Shiesty. The feds confirmed to Fox 13 they executed a federal search and arrest warrant. Neighbors reporting hearing flashbangs as agents entered the home early this morning.
I'm Ryan Rabel. I'm the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Texas. Thank you for coming. This week, 9 individuals, including well-known musical artists, kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint numerous victims at a music studio in Dallas, Texas. 8 of the 9 were arrested yesterday in Dallas, Memphis, and Nashville. These individuals who are charged and arrested include Lontrell Williams Jr., also known as Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams Sr., Rodney Wright Jr., also known as Big 30, Kadarius Waters, Demarion Gibson, DeMarcus Glover, Corday Johnson, Darian McDaniel, and Terrence Rogers has not been arrested yet, but will be soon. The complaint alleges that on January 10th of this year, 3 music industry professionals traveled to Dallas for a scheduled business meeting. Lontrell Williams Jr. arranged this meeting purportedly to discuss the terms of his recording contract with one of the victims. As alleged, once these 3 men were inside the recording studio, Williams Jr. and 8 co-conspirators, several of whom traveled from Memphis, Tennessee, executed a coordinated armed takeover. As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint. The remaining conspirators displayed firearms and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items. One of the victims was actually choked by one of the defendants to the point of near unconsciousness. Defendant Wright barricaded the studio door with his body to prevent the victims from escaping. The ringleader of the conspiracy, Lontrell Williams Jr., was on home confinement at the time of the offense, as alleged, for a prior firearms conspiracy charge and conviction out of the Southern District of Florida.
Ron, thank you. Now to a new development tonight in the arrest of Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty. He and 8 others are charged with kidnapping rapper Gucci Mane. Shiesty's father, Lontrell Williams Sr., and another Memphis rapper known as Big 30 appeared in federal court today. Action News 5's Caitlin Miller was in the courtroom in downtown Memphis. So Caitlin, fill us in. What happened today?
Yeah, Joyce, so they're actually still in there, but what I can tell you is that a special agent from the FBI, Marcellus Hobbs, from the Dallas Violent Crimes Task Force, took the stand, and defense attorneys for Lontrell Williams Sr., Pooh Shiesty's father, and Rodney Wright Jr., also known as rapper Big 30, asked Hobbs a key question. Is there any hard evidence, like video surveillance, showing either man possessing a gun or threatening anyone? And Hobbs said no. He also testified that no concrete evidence was found in Wright's car or Williams' homes when they were arrested. But even so, the judge ruled there is still probable cause for both men and all defendants who appeared today based on cell phone data, outside surveillance video, and victim statements that stand uncontested. Right now, we're still waiting for the detention decision, so we're watching to see whether they'll be held or released as we move forward. Thanks, Joyce. This is Caitlin Miller, Action News 5.
So you mean to tell me that y'all ain't got no hard evidence, right? And to the people that don't know anything about, the criminal justice system, listen, probably 75% of the time they don't have hard evidence. I'm just being real with you. Probably 75% of the time in state cases and federal cases, they don't have hard evidence. For all you brothers that ever been through the criminal judicial system, I know y'all can get in the comments and say, yeah, man, he ain't lying, man. They ain't really had nothing on me. Man, they said the dope was mine, but they found the dope down the street. You see, they said the gun was mine, man, but the gun got found in the glove department box. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of the time, there's no concrete evidence. So you got a lot of people now saying, hey, man, you know, they might beat it, man. They might be going home, man. They might get a technicality. And that, no, I'm sorry. I know y'all love Pooh Shiesty, Big 30, and you know all those guys. But look, I'm sorry to tell y'all that's not the case here, because we have 2 policemen, off duty, retired, whatever, policemen. What that means is that these guys have good credibility with juries, prosecutors, and judges. And so you have these 2 officers that are willing to testify what they seen with their own 2 eyes, what they heard with their own 2 ears, and that's enough. But not only that, you know, because they got tangible evidence. They got material evidence, you know, the watches, the bags, the money. You see, the ring. You see what I'm saying? They got tangible evidence. Not only that though, y'all. They got them wearing the evidence. You see? So all this stuff is going to corroborate, right? The prosecutor is going to bake this cake right here so good, make it look so pretty in front of a jury. You see? That a jury going to come back and say, yeah, no, them boys, they did something. Whether it be kidnapping, armed robbery, petty robbery, whatever the case may be, whatever they charged with, that jury going to come back and they going to say, yeah, they guilty of this, that, or the other. But the kidnapping thing is really going to get them. And let me explain to y'all why. A lot of people, we hear kidnapping and we think to ourselves that, you know, you got to pull a gun on somebody, throw them in the trunk, take them across state lines and stuff like that, and then you done kidnap somebody, right? Some people even believe that kidnapping has to deal with just kids, not grown-ups, right? But that's not the truth. Let me tell y'all. If you pull a gun on somebody, right, and you tell them, stay still, don't move, that's kidnapping, right? I know y'all like, wait a minute, Hood, come on, bro. Like, that ain't no, they ain't took the person nowhere. Nah, that's the thing about kidnapping. You don't have to take the body nowhere. As long as you stop the body from doing what it can do by saying, hey, don't move, stay right here, get down, and all that old type of stuff, and then that's the kidnapping. Now, some might say, hey, look, that's robbery, and it is. It is robbery. But when you tell somebody that they can't move and you pull a gun on them and you take their stuff, that gives the prosecution the authority to hit you with the robbery and the kidnapping. Get in the comments. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You see? Because look, by them holding by them holding Gucci Mane like that, with them guns on him, threatening them like that, and taking all his valuables and stuff like that, that's kidnapping. Gucci Mane was kidnapped. Now, look, a lot of people are coming out and they're saying that, hey, man, you know, Gucci, he's a snitch. You know, Gucci identified Pooh Shiesty, right? Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he identify Pooh Shiesty? We're talking about a dirt bum, you know, and I gotta be real. We talking about a straight up street nigga, gangbanger from the hood, South Memphis, and got a dime in Pakistan money, but he can rap. And so here it is, you got Gucci Mane with all the connections in the world to make this young boy who ain't about nothing into a millionaire. And that's what he did. Signed him right away, put millions in his pockets, gave him enough money where, you know, he can, you know, purchase his mama a mansion, his father a mansion, himself a mansion, take care of his kids, and still have a gang of more money in the bank. You see? And so for you to do that for a person, and then that same person turn around and betray you, rob you, To the point where you think you're going to be killed. They said that Gucci Mane said he thought he was finna be executed. Yeah. He said when they pushed him on the couch, he thought he was finna die. And so they let him live with his life. Took his wedding ring, worth what, $500,000, $1 million? Took watches and all that old type of stuff. This is the person that you looked out for. This is the person that you put millions in their pocket. And they turn around and do you like that? No, the gloves is off. Why do I have to be loyal? Why does Gucci Mane have to be loyal to Pooh Shiesty? Why should Gucci Mane say, you know what, I'm gonna leave this thing in the streets, man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm finna put myself in a position to go to the penitentiary and lose all my millions of dollars and be sitting in somebody's prison and having somebody else raise my son and my daughter and my wife out here, she getting hit by somebody and all that. No, look, Gucci made the right decision. Hey man, yeah, it was Pooh Shiesty. Yeah, it was him. You see? Now, a lot of people say, well, hey man, you know, Pooh Shiesty had a right to be mad because Gucci Mane made more money than him. What part of the game don't y'all understand? The CEO always gonna make more money than the artist. What part of that don't nobody understand? You see, that's just like everybody that's working at McDonald's right now. Working their ass off, flipping burgers and shit, you know, cleaning the place up, fries, got to deal with the customers and all that old type of stuff. And they getting paid, what, $15, $12 an hour? What the CEO getting paid a year, a month, an hour? You see, it always go like that. So for Pooh Shiesty to somehow get mad and upset to the point where, you know, he want to throw his life away and now he want to expect loyalty from the person that he just betrayed, hey, that blows my mind. That blows my mind. As soon as Pooh Shiesty pulled the gun and put it to Gucci Mane's head, look, all bets is off now. Ain't no loyalty, we ain't friends or none of that. You got an AK-47 to my head. Talking about you gonna kill me and you forcing me to do something that I don't want to do. And after you do all that to me, I'm supposed to sit back and say, you know what? I'm still loyal to him, man. You know, I ain't gonna, man, look, y'all better than me. Y'all better than me. Now, if you would have caught Gucci Mane back in 1996, early 2000s or something like that, then you might would have had, but this is a full-grown man now. You see, this man is not on drugs or none of that type of stuff. This man right here is thinking straight. He was smart enough to bring 2 polices with him. You see what I'm saying? Come on. This man right here is making intelligent decisions. Pooh Shiesty is making backwards decisions. Because here it is, Pooh Shiesty entertaining his mind that, hey, look, I'm still in South Memphis. You know, this is what we do in South Memphis. We run up on people, pull pistols out, slap them upside the head, make them do what we want them to do, and then they leave it in the street. They're going to come and try to kill us later on. That's how it go. But you in a different era of business right now. We talking about big money here. We ain't talking about them couple thousand you robbing for in South Memphis. We talking about millionaires who's connected to billionaires. No, you can't just do that. You can't come with that hood mentality like that. And you know, for the life of me, what blows my mind is this right here, y'all. When they was sitting here planning this, yeah, man, we gonna, you know, go to Dallas, you know what I'm saying? Gucci Mane gonna be there. Y'all bring the choppers, you understand what I'm saying? We Choppa gang, you know what I mean? Y'all bring the choppers and, you know, we gonna stick him up. We gonna force him to sign the contract. Where was the person that would say, wait a minute, y'all, hold on. We finna rob Gucci and we finna force him to sign you out the deal? Look, wait a minute, y'all. This is a different era in time now. We can't do that type of stuff. We all finna go to jail. Where was that person? The father. Hey, come on, you the father. But instead, you going along with it. What was the homeboy that should have said, hey, Pooh, you know what? I know you mad. You believe you need more money. Dig this here, man. I love you, man, but I believe you making the wrong decision, bruh. You know, I believe, man, you need to go ahead, roll this thing out. We rich. We got more money than we ever had before. You want to get richer? Okay, cool then. Let's go talk to Gucci. Let's go chop it up with him. Go get your lawyer to talk to his lawyer and let's figure this thing out so you can get a little bit more money. You see what I'm saying? Or if it's something bad in the contract that you don't like, let's try to renegotiate the contract. That way nobody goes to jail. You still continue to get your millions. You still free. Mama free. Daddy free. All the homies is free. We still out here. We living and we breathing. It was not one person, even the father, not one said, hey, wait a minute. And Big 30, you mean to tell me you been out here all this time waiting on Pooh Shiesty to come home, only for Pooh Shiesty to drag your ass back to where he just came from, the federal penitentiary? You see, look, that's why you need people that's gonna lead around you. You don't need no yes men, no followers. You need people that are gonna hold you accountable. You see, you don't need no people that just gonna say, yeah, man, yeah, because this type of stuff happens when you have them type of people around you. You need people that's gonna hold you accountable, gonna say, no, brother, I love you, but nigga, you tripping. Excuse my language. You see? But you need somebody to tell it to you like that, to put it to you like that, so that you can understand that you tripping. Look, honestly, all jokes aside, y'all, I done been in those type of situations. When you young like that, the only thing you think about is, look, gun violence. I get everything done with this gun. If people see this gun, they gonna respect everything that I'm telling them. You think like that when you young and you violent and all that old type of stuff. And so I done been in situations like that. But by the grace of the universal creator, I had elites around me that would be like, nah, chill out, bro. No, we ain't gonna do that. I ain't even gonna let you do that. Nah, get in the car. Come on, ride with me for a minute. You know, me and my young mind, I'm gone. Look, before I get back on the thing, let me tell y'all a story, right? When I first did my time in St. Cloud, up here in Minnesota, right? I go to St. Cloud. There is a lot of GDs with canes going upside down on their arms, tattoos. They got the cane going down. Now the cane is a disrespect to the vice lords, right? So now I'm upset at this because everywhere I look, I see canes going down, right? I'm mad. So what I did was this. I went and hollered at one of the Latin King brothers. And I said, this is what I want you to do. I want you to make me a cracked 6-point star, right? I'm talking about bust it up, right? And then put the Vice Lord symbols all around it, right? And I'm gonna get that right there. And so the king, raw, I'm talking about, drew my tattoo up so cold-blooded. I ain't never in my life seen a 6-point star this cracked up. No disrespect to my folks. I know y'all on here, but let me tell my story, right? Man, look, every point of the 6-point was cracked. I'm talking about, you know how you used back in the day, we would crack it down the middle like that? No. This thing was cracked everywhere. You know, the Mexican brothers, they know how to draw, right? And you know, he a king, so you know, it was, brother, the 6-point star was cracked so bad. It looked like it was exploded. And then it had the G upside down in the middle of it and stuff. I'm like, yeah, And so I went to one of the elites and I said, hey, Lord, look, this what I'm getting. He looked at it. He said, Lord, you really finna put that on your body? I said, yeah. These niggas running around here with canes going upside down. Hey, man, yeah, I'm putting this on my body. And he was like, you know, a lot gonna come with that. You know, I wouldn't advise you to do that. And then he began to break it all the way down to me. And I was like, you know what? You right. And I didn't get it. I ain't got no tattoos to this day. right? But in my emotions, in my anger, I was finna get a tattoo that probably would have cost me my life. Dying or either killing somebody and doing the rest of my time in the penitentiary. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of those GD guys, they got those tattoos when they was young. And you know, when you young, you just getting tattooed. Yeah, man, fuck them hooks, man. You know what I'm saying? You doing that, right? But my point I'm trying to make is this right here. Yo, we always got to have somebody that's going to be sound. Somebody that's going to have some type of intellectual understanding to, you know, not to throw yourself off of a bridge and not to, you know, just to throw your life away. You know? Now let's get back to this demonstration. Now, they are talking about hard evidence, right? Let me tell y'all something. In this demonstration here, the hard evidence that they do have, we ain't gonna talk about what they don't have. The hard evidence that they do have is them two police. And not only that, they got Gucci Mane. Regardless of people saying, you know, he a rat, he a snitch and all this old type of stuff, hey, whatever, have at it. But they got Gucci Mane, they got the other victims that's up in there. And that right there is the best evidence ever. And let me explain to you why. Because you have regular people sitting on the stand in front of a jury, in front of a judge, explaining what they went through. Explaining the robbery. Explaining the kidnapping. You see what I'm saying? The fear that they went through. The fear of them thinking that they was going to die. You know, the only thing that's strange about all that is this right here. You know, the white guy that got the watches and everything he asked me, hey, you guys really gonna fucking take my watches? When I read that, y'all, I said, this gotta be a white dude. This ain't no brother finna be asking no questions like that. Brother like, man, look, take this, man. Go on about y'all business, man. Man, the white man said, hey, you guys really gonna fucking take my watches? Yeah, we gonna take it. You see these guns we got? Why we will tell you to take it off for? We taking that. You see? But even him, he's gonna be testifying. And then the cold-blooded part about it that's really gonna damage him is that all of them was there. And they got proof that they was there. Not only the eyewitness testimony, but they got their presence. Their bodies, right, was there. You see, their bodies was in the facility. You see what I'm saying? They got them coming from Memphis to Dallas. You see? So all this stuff is going to play a major role. It's going to corroborate the stories of the eyewitnesses / victims. And that's what's going to make it hard on them. Now, allow me to say this right here before I depart. To the young brothers that's out there, or even some of the classic brothers, understand something. You can't accomplish everything demonstrating violence. You can't. We living in a new era and time now, right? All that violence, thinking that you finna Suge Knight somebody and all. Look, no, people are telling the truth. People are not going for that no more. You see? So for all you young brothers out there that's thinking that, hey man, look, I got a gun, I can do what I want to do because I got a gun, I'm finna make everything shake because I got a... No. Learn from this demonstration. Learn from Pooh Shiesty's mistakes. Learn from this. Because he thought in his mind, in his best thinking, him and his father, Big 30 and all of them, they really believed that they was finna go rob and make this man sign the contract and all was gonna be well. But now look at them. All of them are in jail, in a federal jail. One of the worst jails in the world. Because look, the feds, they don't need all that type of stuff to prove. The feds, easy. They don't need all the stuff like the state need. Now the feds, look, this, that, and the other. Hey, look, get them in, get them out. You see? But all this stuff that they did for nothing. Their best planning. Listen to what I'm finna tell y'all. Pooh Shiesty, his father, Big 30, and whoever, they best planning led them to the federal penitentiary. Their best planning. The federal penitentiary, looking at life. Learn from these brothers. Learn from their mistakes so you don't have to make these type of mistakes. If you're in a position like Pooh Shiesty or whatever the case may be, learn how to communicate. Learn how to talk. Learn the laws, right? So if somebody playing you wrong or doing you bogus, you know what I'm saying, on a music contract or a business contract, don't allow violence to be your last resort. I'm talking about way in the back, way in the back. You see, man, go get you some lawyers. And if you ain't got no money to go get you no lawyer, study the law yourself. And then, you know, draw up a petition and say, hey man, look, we need to change this thing. This ain't right. You cheating me out my money. At least you getting way more money than I want you to get. So come on, let's do this. But if you ain't talking about doing that and you think that you finna use a gun to get your way, you're gonna find yourself in a federal penitentiary or a state penitentiary. Learn from Pooh Shiesty. This is Hood Educated, not lame related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Now, if you're still here and you want to watch another video from Hood Educated, click this thumbnail right here and check out the other video that I did before this one concerning everything that's going on with Pooh Shiesty. In that video, I break down all the evidence, so go check it out. Peace and love.